All right, everyone. I have something a little different to show you today. It has to do with all these windows here. You can see the little string. That's kind of a hint of what it is. Got 9 windows in total, 5 across the front, 2 on each side here. And the thing that I'm showing you is this. These are Christmas lights. They're LED Christmas lights. Quite a long strand. It's all one strand, bought off Amazon, about 40 bucks at the time when I bought them last year. And last year I spent the time and did some work putting them so that they would be easier to put up this year. Learned a few lessons, but I'll pass those on to you. All right, I have glass block windows here. We live in a city, and that building you can see across the street is sort of an abandoned building, so nothing pretty to look out at. So we figured get glass blocks so that way when cars drive by, you know, it's just shiny and nice and things look a lot better. But as far as our windows for Christmas lights, what we have here is I got spring bars, like spring bar curtain rods. They twist out right at this point, and you just kind of untwist them, and that makes them a little longer. And you retwist them, and that brings that in a little bit, and then you get about an inch to play with in the springiness of the back and forth on the edge when you go to put them in. And that's, you know, the tension rod that you use to hold it in. They have these rubber-ish ends. They're, you know, more plasticky than rubber. But instead of, you know, installing window lights with clips and things each year and stringing them up all along, I set these up, and it makes install a lot quicker. What you want to do is get these spring rods, you know, set up your lights, you know, measure things out and have an idea about how many times you want to go up and down. If you see, we have 2 rows each here on the verticals, and then on the spring rods, I have a couple rows, and I kind of twist them around them just to kind of hold them in place. And then at the ends, I use some zip ties. The zip ties hold them on, so everything stays in order. Now for these 9 windows, you know, you're talking 18 spring rods. It's quite a big job, but I'll show you another one that's a lot smaller and a little easier to keep track of. The problem that I had with these is I took them out of storage and they worked like headphones. They magically just twisted together and ended up being a problem. And I had to spend about 2 hours sorting them out on the floor, which was stupid of me. But now I've bought some neoprene zipper sleeves to go ahead and keep the bars for each window together, and that'll keep them all separated, and they won't turn into a giant knot next year. So that'll be great. And once I had them separated out, it took me about 20 minutes just to install them all, taking my time, and that was it. I mean, the initial process took hours, you know, maybe about 4 hours total. Working on each window. Each window, you know, was about a half hour. And I was, you know, again, taking my time doing other chores around the house, you know, just in between and, you know, paying attention, switching laundry, things like that. But yeah, these, we use these. These are LED lights. They plug in, and, you know, with the glass block, they really shine and glow. But that's not really the point of the video. The point of the video is the spring rods and the ease of putting them up year after year. I'll show you another piece over there, and then at some point in this video, I'll, you know, cut to a shot of what it looks like at night. Alrighty. Okay, back on a video showing you a much smaller version. This is just 2 accent windows, and I have it going across the bottom here on that window. We put a small tree with a Bills theme on it in that window, just to you know, have a small Bills tree in the window at Christmas time. That's how we do this set of windows. We have another set of windows like this in the dining room that we put a leg lamp up, but that's another story. But these, you know, spring rods at the top and bottom here, and then they're just, you know, tied on with zip ties again, and that's enough to keep them there. And just the tension, you know, wound around is, you know, the key when you're setting it up to make sure that you have them year after year set up in the right place. Obviously, this is for, you know, people who are in the same home, same house each year. I'll show you the front door ones, similar side lights, but those work on battery power. All right, here's our front door. These are side lights, same thing, small spring rods. You order them to size. They're, these ones are cheaper than the larger ones. You buy packs, or maybe 6 or so. Sometimes you can get a dozen for about 20 bucks. It depends what size, what the sellers are offering. It's just Amazon or wherever you can get them, but that was the place we found to be cheapest. But yeah, these battery ones, I have them going to this little pigtail on the bottom with an on-off switch. I put a battery pack on there, and they're good for about 2-3 days, depending, and then we recharge the battery pack. That's one for each one. And that's like a $10 battery pack, which, again, not so bad. At Amazon, you get it for $10, $15. And that does the job, and it's, not major maintenance, turning them on and off each night. These ones aren't automated. The other ones I set automated smart plugs, so that's clearly a lot easier. All right, we'll be back with some night shots, and like I said, we'll show some features of what they look like. All right. Here we have what it looks like from the inside at night, as I mentioned. There's lots of different settings. You can go about, 10 or 12 different settings of the lights, different flickers and flashing and fading and everything. These sort of fade between white and red and colorful. However, this is, like I said, what it looks like at night from the inside. As I wanted to mention, these will work with any windows. As long as you have a little ledge on the inside here, that is plenty to do with it, and it's non-marking or anything. So you don't have to worry about, landlords getting upset or anything like that if, you're in a rental or something, or you're damaging your own house or that. To work on wood, these are painted. Just doesn't leave a mark or anything because it's plastic. So something to keep in mind. Makes it easy. This is with those spring rods, as I mentioned. I'll post a picture as well in the video showing what it looks like from outside. But this is the, the general look. Again, I'll back up a little to give you a little more view here. And again, that's just, it's just the spring rods. And just zip tied to them and then twist it around. And then just, stretch down and to another spring rod and then zip tied and stretch down. So these here are just loose. They just hang. You just put tension from the different spring rods, and that's it. There's really, nothing else holding them in place. But that's the whole point, and it's easy, it's simple, and, it gives a nice warm glow. Obviously, it works nicely with the glass block windows, but it would work with any type of window you have. So it's just an easy way, and, you can take them down, put them up. Doesn't take long, and you can run them on a smart plug, and that'll give you the look you're looking for and a quick access to Christmas lights without having a lot of hassle each year.